Brand new eShop sale just kicked off, and there are some stellar deals. I've got some massive good discounts for you, and then stay towards the end when I give you my 5 picks for under $5. That is the gold mine. Plus, 2 wild and out, crazy, ultra cheap, sub $2 picks. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Hope you're ready to save some money. Or save that money, as Lil Dicky once said. I haven't done sales in a long time, and it's pretty cool to pop back in on sales because a lot of games that previously were not in the sales bucket are now there. Like, when you do sales a lot, you start to see the same games over and over and over. But I took like a 8-month sales hiatus, and so now it's like, wow, Nintendo Switch sales, a whole new world, baby, and we're not even under the sea. Let's kick it off with this brand new big Capcom juggernaut. Capcom has been one of the best supporters of Nintendo Switch, and I love what they're doing here. Monster Hunter Rise is $20, and that matches the lowest price it's ever been on the eShop. Monster Hunter Rise could arguably be the best game on the system. Like, obviously, everyone's going to say Tears of the Kingdom, but what Monster Hunter Rise is able to accomplish is in some ways comparatively impressive. It's a fantastic package, and the Sunbreak DLC really ups the ante. There are so many monsters to hunt, and the multiplayer is integrated pretty darn well. Also, in terms of graphical fidelity, it's possibly the best looking, one of the best looking games on Nintendo Switch, and I love it for being a Switch exclusive. At least it started out that way before it migrated to other platforms. $20 for this is fantastic. If you already have the base game, all the DLC, including Sunbreak, is also on sale, and I think it's just a fantastic pickup. It's a game that if you played it today, it feels brand new. It doesn't feel antiquated. It doesn't feel old. It's not the Monster Hunter that Nintendo used to know. It's brand new Monster Hunter, like Monster Hunter World. And if you haven't experienced Monster Hunter Rise, I think $20 is probably, like, that's the best way you could use a $20 today for anything from Nintendo. Speaking of Nintendo, we got a couple retailer exclusives for you. This one from Amazon, basically as easy as the eShop, maybe even easier because you don't have to sit through the login screen. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, $48 and $46 respectively. It's a rare sale on the newest Pokemon games. They don't run better than at launch. I wish I could say now's the time to pick them up, but I don't think they're ever going to perform in the way that they probably should. But these are 2 excellent Pokemon games, and it has one of the best climactic areas in Nintendo history. Area 0 is possibly more impressive just as an area than anything in Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, like straight up. I can't think of a part of Hyrule that is more impressive, even though I prefer Tears of the Kingdom probably. I'm just saying, Area 0 and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet really achieved my Pokemon dreams. The DLC is going to be arriving at some point later this year. Hopefully we hear about it soon, but in the meantime, get in on this. If you've missed it, if you're a lapsed Pokemon fan, sales are coming back, you should come back to Pokemon. I really think so. I'm somebody that didn't beat many Pokemons in a row. I just couldn't get through them. Scarlet and Violet took me to the end, and took me to the end quickly, and I felt great about it. The story gets really weird, and if you're a fan of like Severance and some more modern, mature TV shows, Pokemon clearly is riffing in that direction, and I think it's freaking sweet. I love Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and no matter the performance problems, it'll go down as one of my favorite Switch games of the entire generation. Back to the eShop, we've got Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy for $10. This is the lowest price ever from Capcom, and if you're a fan of Better Call Saul, or you just want to put people in their place and say, objection, this is a great opportunity for you. It's basically $3 a game. 3 games here, that's what Trilogy means if you didn't know, and it's a really fun package. I remember having a ton of fun with Phoenix Wright back in ye old DS days, and I gotta say, one thing that Nintendo has kind of dropped the ball on in the Switch era is the more quirky spin-off. The fact that we merged 3DS with Wii U to get Switch, sort of, the 2 pillars coming together, handheld titles, migrating over to now be a home console hybrid title, but I feel like we lose out on some of the charm. So if you missed that DS era charm, that portable platform charm, I think Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy is a great way to go. But maybe you want to go a different direction. Maybe you want to go darker. Welcome to the Games Are Good section of the show. Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, and by good I mean bloody as all heck. $8.99, this is the lowest price ever, and yes, that's the Ultimate Edition. Mortal Kombat 1 is coming out on Switch later this year, supposedly mid-September, but if you want to play 10 sequels later, Mortal Kombat 11, well, now you have the Ultimate Edition, which was a premium price product because it includes DLC and bonus characters and all that stuff. $9 is insane. If you have any aspiration to pick up Mortal Kombat 1 later this year, or if you're interested in fighters on the Switch and you have used up all of your Smash Brothers time, highly recommend it. It's again a very impressive title on Switch, and while it does not look or perform as perfectly as its other console counterparts, I still think it is a perfectly adequate version of the game, and gosh darn it, it's great that Warner Brothers has chosen to stick with the Switch throughout the entire generation, and they continue to put their newest games in the Mortal Kombat franchise on the system. Like, this is a huge get and something that probably would not have happened at all in the Wii U era, so support it, because they're supporting you with a massive discount. $9 is a complete steal. We've also got Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon for $10. This is Yacht Club Games getting a little bit freaky with it. This is a quirky title, and you'd expect that from an indie dev as awesome as Yacht Club. Maybe you're a fan of Shovel Knight, maybe you're a fan of Shovel Knight Dig, but Pocket Dungeon is different. It's much more of a puzzler, although I have to say it's a far more active puzzler than maybe you're expecting. This isn't just let's take match 3 and skin on Shovel Knight. This is something far more hybridized, just like the Switch itself. And I think they're continuing to put out DLC, so there is a bunch of content if you're interested. A lot of cool bosses, a lot of cool ideas, and that Shovel Knight graphical, musical, colorful charm. I really enjoyed this one when I played it, and for half off, great deal. Personal pick of the week is Overcooked II Special Gourmet Edition. I just love this game, had to give it a shout out. It's $12.12, the lowest price it's been, and if you haven't played Overcooked II, you have to. I don't want to say anything else. You really have to. Like, I don't know, go ask mom for 12 bucks and get 12 cents from your dad because you need to play it. You have to. I'm surprised Nintendo has not riffed on this concept. I think a Mario Party mode in this style, or even a fully dedicated Animal Crossing type game, would be perfect. Overcooked is ripe to be ripped off, and it has been by many indie titles. I'm just waiting for Nintendo to realize it's the perfect formula for their character roster. Diablo 4 is not on the Switch roster. Big sad, fantastically addictive game, but Diablo 3 is, and Best Buy has the Diablo 3 Eternal Collection for $24.99. Not the greatest price for a game that came out over a decade ago, but it's a pretty good version of the game on Switch, and if you're sad and missing out on the Diablo 4 stuff, just know that Switch does have both Diablo 3 and the Diablo 2 remastered editions. I would probably pick Diablo 3 just because it does have a newer base to it, even though Diablo 2 is remastered. I thought the Diablo 3 version on Switch ran really well and was a fun multiplayer romp, especially, like I said, if you don't have the PC for Diablo 4 and you're missing out on all the hullabaloo and all the buzz currently obsessing everyone over the internet. We've made it to the $5 and under section, and this is possibly the best $5 and under section I've ever seen. It's my first $5 and under section, but it's still freaking incredible. Ori and the Will of the Wisps, $5.99, technically breaking the rules, but I don't care. Ori and the Blind Forest, $4.99. Ori is incredible. Great Metroidvanias with a high focus on platforming skill. So think of it as Mario meets Metroid with a whole lot more environmental animal sadness. Now, Will of the Wisp is the newer title, and it's a little bit rough for wear on Switch, but I still think it's perfectly fine to play on the platform, and I love both of these games. Shout out to my guy Gabe, he adored both of these as well, so we can call this Gabe's pick, we can call this the top pick, whatever you want to label it, amazing deals. For $11, you can grab both games, and I think either of them are a great point. There's something organic and original about Ori and the Blind Forest, but there's something improved and refined about Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and the graphical, ideas and sort of the landscapes really do take a step up. So maybe go with the newer version, especially because it's a far better discount and a rarer discount. $5.99 for Will of the Wisps is amazing. If you're into different genres, you might think that Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen at $5 is a better pick for you. We just saw the first gameplay trailer for Dragon's Dogma 2, and that looks pretty sick. It surely will not be on Switch, but why not play Dragon's Dogma and see where that franchise originated? This is another Capcom joint, and in their efforts to bring just about every game to the system that could possibly run on it, it's a fine port and a great way to play this game portably, which adds a huge leg up over the older console versions that you can acquire, maybe off of the different platform stores. $5 feels like a steal if you're interested in like a Monster Hunter, Dark Souls hybrid fantasy open world combat game with a little bit of Shadow of the Short Colossus. Then get in on this one. I think $5, you're getting so much game there, and I know Editor Joseph, he'll flash on the screen right now, but he totally agrees. There's a new Trine coming to Switch, and if you don't know about Trine, Trine 3 is $5. It's the lowest price it's been. This is either a solo game or a cooperative game with pretty nice art and interesting side-scrolling platforming mechanics, swapping between different characters that do things better than one another. Somebody can whip over here, somebody can knock this over here. It's some cool puzzle solving, and they've always been good at kind of keeping things quirky and creative. And I'm just kind of in this vibe right now where I like games that maybe don't do the big mainstream open world thing. Trine is a good example. There is a new one, numbered something high, coming out later this year. So if you want to see what the series is all about, a low-level barrier of entry for $5. Breaking the rules a little bit again is going to be Blasphemous, our 5th $5 and under title that's not really under $5, but like close enough, $6.24. Blasphemous is dark, spooky, religious, and really good. Blasphemous 2 looks to switch out some of those more eerie themes and bring you more of a focus on the gameplay, but Blasphemous is where it began. The game has significantly improved since its launch, and this is a hard, Dark Souls-like 2D side-scroller with insane commitment to its themes. Like, you may find it too much, you may find it off-putting, but they are like dedicated to being very religious and very bloody and very dark. I think the sequel is going to find more of a popular following because of the fact that they're going a little bit lighter on the themes. But if you want to know where this franchise began, Blasphemous at $6.24 is a fantastic deal. Time for the... I don't even want to invoke the guy whose name's attached to this. I'm just going to say Zach's Wild and Out picks of the week. The good pick, the wild pick, is the Dungeon Top title from Cubic Games. This is $1.99. And it's actually very, very good. I would describe this as like a board game. It feels a lot like Stratego in that you're placing character cards onto the dungeon top maps and defeating a bunch of enemies. There was a period of time where I was super addicted to this and really, really poured a lot of hours in. At $2, if you get like 2 hours of fun, I think you're batting net positive, absolutely. If you're a fan of card games, or Slay the Spire, or Darkest Dungeon, this is kind of a hybridization of all three, and it's cheaper than all of them. I think it's really worth your flyer. But if you're flying off the handle and want to just really get wild and crazy, Skee Ball for $1.99. Never played it. Don't know if it's a gem or a flop, but dude, you can have Skee Ball on your Switch. Call up your friend and say, yo, come on over. I got the Skee Ball machine set up. And they're gonna be like, dude, what? You're building in the arcade, and then you just put your Switch vertically and watch them come over, and you can have your own dinner party Michael Scott LCD TV moment. Pulling it out the wall, pushing it back in. You know what I'm talking about. Anyways, that's going to do it for today's sales video. Some really nice top-tier AAA titles coming in cheap, and then 5 great $5 picks with a couple wild and out specials to wrap things up. Let me know what you're going to grab in the comments down below, and if you've seen any great sales of your own. Until next time, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. SwitchForce out.